A doctor in Canada lost 1.2 crore rupee, an IIT graduate in Bangalore lost 85 lakh rupee, a retired colonel in Pune lost his entire pension. Different cities, different people, different scam. But here's what nobody tells you, it was the exact same scam, same script, same playbook, same 4-step trap. And it's running right now on WhatsApp groups you might be in. Every year, Indians lose more money to Ponzi schemes than the GDP of small countries. 40,000 plus crore gone, and every time a new one breaks, QNet, OneCoin, Modest Coin, Salcom, Invoice, discounting the news that's like it's a fresh disaster. New scam on new scheme and new victims. That's the life, because if you put these scams side by side, and I have for this video, you'll see something disturbing. They're not different scams, they're the same scam wearing different costumes. Once you see the pattern, you can never not see it and will spot the next one before your money goes in. Let's break it down. First, what is a Ponzi scheme? Actually, forget the textbook definition. Here's the truth in one line. A Ponzi scheme pays all investors with new investors' money. There is no real business underneath. That's it. The returns you see in your account, it's the next victim's deposit rerouted to you. It works as long as new money keeps flowing in. The moment new investors slow down, the whole thing collapses in days. Now, here's what's wild. In India, Ponzi schemes don't call themselves Ponzi schemes. Obviously, they dress up as something legitimate. And over the last decade, they've all chosen the same 4 costumes. 1, Forex trading. We have an algorithm that trades USD, EUR, guaranteed 10% monthly returns. 2, crypto. We mine our coin. It's the next Bitcoin. Get it early. 3, direct selling network marketing. Buy your package, recruit 5 people, build passive income. 4, invoice discounting, fixed return investments. We finance corporate invoices, 24% IRR, zero risk. Sound familiar? It should, because every major Indian Ponzi of the last 10 years used one of these 4 costumes. Let me show you. Case 1. QNet, the costume of direct selling. QNet ran in India for over 15 years. Estimated losses, 4,000 plus crore rupees. The pitch was beautiful. Buy our holiday package or buy your disc for 4 lakh rupee. Recruit 2 people, they recruited 2 each. You earn commission forever. Sounds like anyway, right? That's the point. They wanted it to sound legitimate, but here's what was actually happening. 96% of QNet's revenue came from recruitment fee, not product sale. The product's useless, biodisk, overpriced holidays existed only to make the recruitment legit. When the recruitment slowed, the payouts stopped. Tens of thousands of Indians, mostly middle class, mostly in tier 2 cities, lost everything. The pattern. Income from recruiting, not from a real product. Case 2, OneCoin India, the costume of crypto. OneCoin was sold as the Bitcoin killer. Founder Ruja Ignatova promised it will be bigger than Bitcoin. India alone saw losses of 1,200 plus crore rupee. Investors bought educational packages that came from OneCoin tokens. The tokens kept appreciating inside their dashboard. People saw their 5 lakh rupee become 50 lakh. On paper, here's the catch. OneCoin had no blockchain. None. It was a SQL database. The price was a number that the company typed in every morning. You couldn't withdraw. You couldn't trade it on any real exchange. You couldn't do anything except recruit more people. Ruja disappeared in 2017, still missing the money, gone. The pattern, returns that only existed on a dashboard. No real variable tradable assets. Case 3, Modest Coin, the costume of crypto Indian edition. Modest Coin, run out of Kerala by Nishad Kid, took 1,200 crore rupee from over 900 investors between 2020 to 2022. The pitch: invest 15,000 rupees, get 270 rupees every day for 300 days. Plus, our coin will list on exchanges and 10x. It listed on no exchange ever. The daily returns were just the next investor's money flowing in. Notice something? OneCoin's playbook 2 years later in Malayalam, same pattern, different language, different state. Case 4, Falcon invoice discounting, the costume of the fixed returns. This one's the most recent and the most sophisticated 1,700 plus crore rupee Hyderabad-based collapsed in 2025. Falcon told investors we finance invoices for blue chip companies, Britannia, Amazon, Reliance. You fund the invoice, the company pays within 60 days. You earn 22% IRR risk-free. It targeted educated people, CAs, doctors, senior IT professionals, not the typical Ponzi demographic. The catch, most of the invoices didn't exist. The company they named had no idea Falcon was claiming to finance their bills. The returns investors received, new investor money. The pattern, promises of fixed equity beating returns from a complex vacuum nobody actually verified. Now, here's where it gets interesting because if you're watching this thinking, okay, 4 scams, 4 costumes, got it, you've missed the real point. The costumes don't matter. The next big Ponzi in India won't be Forex, it won't be crypto, it won't be discounting. It will be something we haven't named yet: AI trading bots, tokenized real estate, quant, arbitrage, who knows, but I'll follow the exact same 4 step trap. And once you see the trap, the costume becomes irrelevant. The 4 step Ponzi trap. Step 1 is the impossible return. Made believable. Every Ponzi promises returns that on the surface sounds just barely possible. Not 1,000% a month, that's obviously fake. They promise 2 to 3% a month, 24 to 36% a year. For context, the Nifty 50 has averaged 10% annual over 20 years. Warren Buffett averaged 20% over 60 years. So when someone offers a 24% guarantee, risk-free, they're either better than Buffett or they are lying. There is no third option. Rule: if the return beats Nifty consistently with no risk, it's a Ponzi, full stop. Step 2, the fake complexity wall. Every Ponzi hides behind something that the average investor can't easily verify. QNet, global compensation algorithm. OneCoin, proprietary blockchain, Morris Coin, mining pool, Falcon, invoice discounting, backend. The complexity is the defense mechanism. It makes you feel stupid for making basic questions. You don't understand DEFI, that's why you're confused. Real businesses can explain how they make money in one sentence. Zomato delivers food, takes commission, HDFC Bank leads a higher rate than it borrows. If someone needs 40 minutes and a PowerPoint to explain where your returns come from, your returns don't exist. Step 3, the social proof cult. Ponzi's don't grow through ads. They grow through people you trust. Your cousin made 5 lakh rupee in 3 months. Your gym trainer drives a Thar now. Your colleague is hosting investor meets at Marriott. This is not coincidence, it's the design. Early investors get paid with later investors' money, especially so they can become walking billboards. Rule: when the recommendation comes from someone who's also earning a commission to recruit you, that is not a recommendation, that is a scale pitch in disguise. Step 4, the withdrawal friction. This is the death giveaway. Every single Ponzi in the beginning withdrawals are smooth. Money comes in, money goes out, everyone's happy. Then slowly there's a server upgrade, withdrawals delayed by 7 days, new KYC required, tax compliance issue, please wait, founder is in a meeting with SEBI. By the time withdrawals fully stop, the founders are already in Dubai. Rule: if withdrawal terms keep changing, after you've invested, you've already lost the money. Get out with whatever you can today. So next time someone, a friend, a relative, a slick guy in your WhatsApp group pitches you the next big thing, run it through this checklist. 1, are the returns higher than Nifty with no risk? If yes, then walk away. 2, can they explain how the money is actually made in one sentence without jargon? If no, walk away. 3, is the person pitching also earning a commission for recruiting you? If yes, walk away. 4, is the company SEBI registered, RBI regulated, or listed on a verified exchange? If no, walk away. 4 questions, 60 seconds, they will save you lakhs, possibly even crores over your investing lifetime. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Every victim of QNet, OneCoin, Morris Coin, Falcon, they weren't stupid. Many were doctors, engineers, CAs, people smarter than you and me at their actual jobs. They got caught because the scam wasn't designed to fool stupid people. It was designed to fool trusting people. People who believed that someone in their network wouldn't lie to them. People who believed that 24% returns must exist somewhere, and they were finally lucky enough to find them. In markets, the moment you believe you are found shortcut, you're found a trap. There is no shortcuts, there's just discipline, regulated products, and time. That's what we focus on at Advisor. Real assets, real regulation, and real returns. The boring kind that actually compound. Because in markets, the boring stuff is what makes you rich, and the exciting stuff is what takes everything you have.